Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, your hostess. Today we're in my kitchen, and I have got jars sitting out here and half-gallon jars sitting out here. And what are we doing? We are doing Frugal Living Challenge 25 and January Pantry Challenge 25. This is intentional living, y'all, at its finest. And which would take up more room? 2 half-gallon jars or 1 gallon jar in your pantry. If you have enough product to switch it over to a gallon jar, do it, because it's going to take up a lot less space in your pantry. Plus, it will free up these jars for some of your other jars that you might have 1.5 quarts or 2 quarts of something sitting on a pantry shelf somewhere that needs to be condensed down to make space in your pantry, because garden season is coming, y'all. We actually saw a dandelion out in our driveway the other day. I couldn't believe it. All that cold weather, and there was a little dandelion poking its head through. So anyway, I've got everything set up. These are all beans, legumes or beans, whichever one you want to call them. We eat a lot of beans in our home. So I want to get these condensed down. Now I have boxes and boxes of half-gallon jars. We recently purchased the gallon jars and lids from the Amish for about, I think it was little less than $3 a jar with the lid. The lids were like 20 cents. I mean, it was ridiculously cheap. And you go other places and you're going to pay bukus of money for jars. If you can find an Amish community that have these jars, please go to them. And these are Arkansas glass jars. So I'll put a link to Arkansas glass in the description box. If you want to order them, you may have to order in bulk, but you may want to order these because these are really great for storage. Let's get into this. Now I'm going to condense these down, and then I'm going to go pull some items out of my pantry to refill these jars, because there's really nothing wrong with them if I'm putting a similar product into the jar. So I've got clean gallon jars with the lids, and I'm just going to set my funnel on top. It makes it a whole lot easier to get it into the jar. And then as I go, I will relabel my jars. And I have, in this one, I have bay leaves. You can seal these jars with your fancy dancy food saver. You can throw oxygen absorbers in there, or you can throw bay leaves in. And I like to use bay leaves in a lot of things, like my beans, just in case there's any bugs or eggs in there that we don't know about. That will kill them, the oxygen absorber, and of course sealing it does the same thing. So I'm going to get all these bay leaves out of here. We want those at the top. Oh, I got a bay leaf that fell in there. And sometimes your jars may be too full, and you want to have something on your counter to kind of tamp it down, so that will get it down into your jar and leave a little headspace for you. So that's my first jar. And what did I do with my lid? There it is. So I know this is lentils. I'm going to grab a label, get this labeled, and I will be right back. I don't know about you, but I like the sound of beans falling into a jar. And I am labeling them the year that they were actually put into these jars. But beans will not go bad as long as you keep them jarred in a proper manner and you keep them in a cool, dark place. So that's jar number 2. want to tell y'all that the reason I'm doing this is to save space in my pantry. Now, if I had 5 gallons of beans, they would go into a 5-gallon food grade safe bucket with the bay leaves to keep bugs away, and it also keeps mice away. That would be the optimal way to store my beans. But because I don't have 5 gallons of any type of beans out here, then I'm going to use my gallon jars and my half-gallon jars as needed. And it may go down to quarts and pints and half pints, depending on how many beans I have. So we're going to get these loaded up and put back into the pantry. I'm going to bring out some more jars. We're going to refill these jars and try to make more space on my pantry shelves. So by condensing down, I now have removed 6 half-gallon jars, 9 quarts, a pint, and 2 oddball jars from my pantry. We're going to put these away, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Before we go into the pantry, I want to show you, this is what 6 half-gallon jars look like. This is a great big box, and I was able to remove 6 of these boxes from my pantry shelves. That made room for the gallon jugs, and it made room for some of the items that I had on the floor already to be loaded onto shelves. And I still have a few items that I need to load on shelves, and I have plenty of jars to work with out here to continue on. So let's go into the pantry. So this is a shelf that I have worked on today. It's mostly beans, and a few grains are up here and other items that will eventually get put in their right places. So I was able to condense down a lot of jars to move all those half-gallon jars onto the shelves with a few quarts and a few oddballs. I still have lots of work to do. I've got things on this shelf that can be condensed down, and then I have these lower shelves that can also be condensed down. And then maybe I can home all of these items on my floor. So I have a lot of them left here on the floor. So I have removed 6 cases, these big cases right here, from my pantry, and made room for other items. And I actually have an empty space down there that I can actually put some more jars. And then I just came in and filled in any gaps that I had on this shelf with a couple of the big jars of beans. And then all of my beans are now located down here. This is all the gallon jars I have. And then I had a little space down there for 2 half-gallons. I filled that in as well. And we're going to continue on purchasing the gallon jars to try to downsize this pantry to make room for things that will be coming this summer. So y'all seen my pantry before. And you see I got another empty box down there. That was green beans. And got stuff up here. So organizing and downsizing whenever possible in your pantry will create new spaces for you to put food from your garden that is upcoming. So I need to get in here and I need to do some more organizing. I did create some space by my tomatoes. I still have an empty shelf up there. And we're going to keep doing that until we have created all of our spaces. Let me get this dark corner. And I need to condense down my pickles so that I'll have area over here that I can put some new canned goods. Thank you, my friends, for watching. This is Frugal Living Challenge 25, January Pantry Challenge 25, Intentional Living. From my pantry to your pantry, may you be fully blessed.